What's up, guys? So today's video is going to be a 20-minute total body circuit. All you're going to need is a backpack with weight you can handle inside. I used a few water bottles, a yoga mat if needed, and about 5 feet in width of space. I am here to demonstrate in voiceover. The tempo and pace displayed in the video is something you can mirror, or you can always go faster or slower depending on your ability and your energy level. Okay, here we go. Our first movement are pogos for speed. So follow me. It's quick, fast ground contacts on and off the ground for 15 reps. Followed by a nice squat hold for 1 to 2 seconds. We're repeating this for 5 rounds. So it's quick, hold. Good, keep it going. Fast ground contacts, on and off the ground. Drop down, hold it, right back into it. Quick feet, on and off the ground. Quick ground contacts, belly tight, core tight. Drop down, keep it going. Quick feet. Fast feet, drop down. And now we're going into a little bit of a hip flexor, groin stretch side to side. Just maneuver, keep it dynamic, keep moving side to side. Standing up right where you're at, we're going to go into a forward lunge. So we're taking a big step out. We're using our arms as well. We're alternating our arm action. So if our right foot goes forward, our left hand goes up and vice versa. We're taking a big step out. We're not letting our knee come over our toe, and we're not letting the opposite knee that's back drop down to the ground. And we're just flowing. Big step forward. Bent knee, pushing right off the ground, standing right back up tall. Keep this going, keep this pace up. These are great for the legs, great for the quads, all of these muscle groups that are used when we sprint. Keep it going, last rep. And good. Heading into our next exercise, we are not neglecting the legs, as you can see. You want to keep your feet shoulder width apart, toes straight ahead as much as possible, and we're allowing our hips to drop down, and we're going into a full squat. Our chest is staying as vertical as possible. There is a slight forward lean, it's fine. But you're traveling the hips back as the knees are allowing to bend slightly forward, just not over the toes. And we're squatting up and down here. We're just trying to breathe, keeping our bellies tight in order to protect our spine. I'm looking down, I'm not looking all the way up. You can look out if you'd like, but just keep breathing. We're squatting down and we're standing up nice and tall. Traveling the hips back as the hips come forward on the way up. Standing up right where you're at, we're going right into arm action. So hands up at the chin, other hand down at the hip. And we're allowing the hand to flow through the hip area, past the hip, and then travel back up to the chin area. It's okay if the hand kind of comes up to the nose, that is fine. Some people like more of a front side arm action, but as long as your arms are at 90 degrees and you're thinking about dragging that hand back past the hip and applying force down and back, this is the way you're going to transfer that energy and that force down into the ground with that foot. So this is a great application drill. Just keep flowing. Just practicing that arm action, visualizing yourself running and sprinting. These are called walkouts, one of my favorites. Some of you may know these as inchworms. So we're walking our hands out inch by inch. When we reach the bottom, it is up to you, but I am doing a push-up and then I'm walking myself back in. So there's an element of strength here, obviously within the upper body, but also flexibility. If you keep and try to keep your legs straight as possible while you're walking down, and as you're walking your hands back in, there is a pull on the hamstring, and this is a healthy pull as long as it does not hurt. This is totally fine. And so just keep walking the hands down, walking them out, push up, walk them back in, stand up tall. Repeat, we're walking out, push up, last one, walk in, and good. Going right into high knees, knee up high, up to hip height, toe dorsiflex, meaning toe up to the sky. You're going to switch your arms and strike the foot down right underneath the hip with the ball of our feet. All right, we're not trying to strike with our heel here. Here we go. Swing the hands up, swing it down past the hip, allowing the knee to come up to hip height, and then striking the foot down into the ground with that ball of the foot. Keep going. Keep striking, keep swinging the arms up. Chest is up vertical. Eyes straight ahead. Keep flowing, relax through the shoulders, finish up, and good. You definitely deserve a rest after that, so just catch your breath, slow down your heart rate, or you can move through this dynamic stretch circuit. We're just reaching up as high as we can to the sky, lengthening that spine, and then we're reaching down as far down as we can to our toes or the ground, depending on what you can and your ability. And you're just moving through this dynamic stretch as many times as possible throughout this round. Or you can just use this time to just kind of catch your breath, slow things down, and get ready for the next round. ultimately up to you, but so far you guys are doing great. Keep your tempo, follow with me if you can. Going down to our all fours, our hands and knees, we're opening up at the hip, and we're going to be completing 10 fire hydrants on each leg. This drill here is great for glute activation and a great hip mobility exercise. Keeping your knee and toe in line, you're elevating that knee up to hip height and then driving it back down to the ground. Control this movement and don't try to rush or aggressively move through it. It's going to give you greater glute activation if you control it and keep your arms straight and just allow the hip and glute to do the movement rather than momentum it up. This is great for glute activation, which is essential in sprinting. Staying right where you're at, on our hands and knees, we're going into hip circles or fire hydrant circles. Starting with the left leg, we're traveling the knee and the foot backward and we're driving it towards the elbow. You're getting 10 reps each leg here. Now, a key thing to focus on while you're doing this is not only getting forward distance while you're traveling the knee to get towards the elbow, you're also thinking about getting vertical height. So that foot and that knee needs to clear, imagine about a foot off the ground before you get it forward. Don't keep it low to the ground. This creates for more glute activation. Once you've gotten 10 on each leg going forward, we are now reversing it going back. So you're getting 10 reps going into the opposite direction. Start it at the elbow and you're driving it back towards your feet. Again, you're trying to get some vertical height, at least a foot off the ground. Once you've gotten 10, we're finishing up with the last 10 on the right leg or your left leg, whichever one you started with. And now you're circling back into the same direction. Great for glute activation. Now by putting one leg straight back, keeping it stiff, and keeping the toe pointed down towards the ground, you're going to elevate the leg, and this is also going to be another drill to activate and get those glutes firing. Once you've gotten 10, we're switching, dropping the right leg back, and we're enabling the same thing to happen on the other leg. This is going to be great for glute activation, which is essential in sprinting and movement. Here we go, staying in the same position. We're now drawing the leg out to the side and we're doing a side leg raise. We're trying to get 10 reps on each leg here. Make sure your toe is in line with your knee. And now we're thinking about elevating it up and dropping it back down, controlling it. Not allowing that foot to slam down into the ground is important. This keeps contraction on the glute and that whole IT band, that side of your leg from the knee up to the hip area. The outside of the quad as well. So this is very important in leg and muscle development in your lower body. Keep it going until you get 10. Once you've gotten 10 on each leg, stand it up. You're thinking about keeping your knee up here, your toe flexed, hips forward, a vertical chest, and we're thinking about switching the leg. And now think of this as a jump. So you're jumping from one foot, boom, landing on the other. And now you're going at your own pace here, but I want you to keep a couple themes consistent. Knee has to be flexed up high, and that shin has to be vertical. So keeping that foot in front of the knee is important. So allowing that foot to drive forward along with the knee is very key. Don't allow your foot to stay back underneath your hip or behind your hip. We're thinking about keeping a 90-degree angle with the thigh and the shin. Keeping that toe flex up to the sky. That dorsiflexion is very important. It allows us to contact the ground more efficiently and with more force. So just keep swinging. Keep driving that leg up, allowing your other foot to land on the ground. It's okay if you land with a little bit of a bent knee. I'd rather that than a hyperextended straight leg. Keeping that chest up. Keep switching at your own pace. Awesome job, guys. Thus far, you're doing great. Go ahead and take a 30-second break. Grab some water. At this point, your glutes, your hamstrings, your quads, even your core, your upper body is probably a little bit on fire or fatigued. So now you're just trying to get oxygen back into those muscles. If you need to, stop the video at any point and take a break. For this next segment, if you have a backpack, get it ready with the resistance or the weight inside of it. If you need to take a break, take it at any point throughout the workout. This next exercise is going to be very challenging. Now brace yourself for this. If you need the backpack, put it on. If not, do this with complete body weight. I completely understand because now this exercise is going to demand you to move and jump with resistance. So you're going to start by getting into a deep squat. And from that position, keeping the chest as vertical as possible. It can drop slightly forward. We're going to jump up as high as possible, land back into that pause, and continue to move from there. So now just watch me conduct the movement and follow with me. So it's squat, jump up, hold, up, hold, up, hold, up, hold. Using the arms to swing up, hold. Keep it going, up, hold, breathing, up, hold. Try to extend as high as possible, up, hold, up, hold, up, hold. You can hold the straps on your backpack, up, hold, up, hold. Landing flat-footed, up, hold. Jumping off the toes, up, hold. Chest up as high as possible, up, hold it. Jumps are getting lower, but keep going, up, hold it. Chest up as high as possible, up, hold it, up, hold it, and good. Nice job. Granted, we just got a 30-second break before this movement. I'm going to grant you with yet another 30 to 45 seconds of break after the movement. Not only was that very demanding on the lower body, of course, your quads are probably crying for help right now, but it also is very demanding on the cardiovascular system. And so now our goal is to kind of slow things down, slow that heart rate down, and get everything back to as normal as possible, or near the 110 to 100 beats per minute area. A great, tactic or strategy I use is by bending over, putting my hands near my quads or knee area, and allowing the lung and the airway cavity to kind of open up and get more oxygen flowing throughout the body. You can slow things down as whatever you're used to or accustomed to, but this is just a strategy I follow. Here we go. All right, excellent job. Coming off that break, we're going to go right into forward lunges, so we're alternating. I'm going to put the bag on. I'm going to be holding the straps. And now here I am taking a big step out and pushing right back to the top. You're going to want to think about driving off the ground. So we're pushing the floor away, and we're stepping back to that vertical tall start position. I'm also cycling or taking a big step with the leg out into the lunge. I do want you to attempt to do this, but make sure that that knee doesn't go over that toe and that back knee does not slam into the ground. Everything is under control. Chest is up tall and you're just alternating. Keep it going. Keeping the core tight, maintaining that breathing technique. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Controlling the movement. Do not allow the movement to control you. Taking big steps out. Challenging those quads, challenging that lower body, pushing through those movements nice and strong. Chest is up. You may be getting fatigued or tired, but just keep pushing. Keep pressing the ground away from you, taking a big step out, being aggressive with the legs. This leg power, this leg strength is going to directly correlate into the track or whatever goal you have for your lifestyle. Big steps out, pushing the ground away. Good job, guys. Awesome job. Picking that bag right back up, we're heading into lateral high knees with a hold at the end of the movement. I like to use the yoga mat as a reference. You can use about 5 to 6 feet as a reference. But you're going to take small, quick steps to the side and then hold the last step at the end of the yoga mat up with the knee to the side. So here we go. Starting to ramp up the pace. Quick feet, side to side to side, hold. Chest is up tall, again. Maintaining and reinforcing those sprint mechanics. Toe is up all the time. Knee is up all the time. Chest is up if you're obviously in top speed. If we're accelerating, we're trying to drive our chest down. But the force on the ground does not stop. This is a constant theme when we sprint. Force into the ground, quick on and off the ground. Quick ground contacts leads to fast times. Force into the ground is very vital and important. So think about fast feet, driving to the side, driving those hands up and down through the hips, up to the chin area. Just keep going. You're going to get tired. There's resistance on my back here. If you have resistance, just make sure it's tight on your back and it's not banging on top of your back. Make sure the straps are tied down tight. Keep flowing. Hands up and down. Work the feet down to the ground. Get to the side. Hold it. Excellent job, guys, with those lateral high knees. Now for this round, take this round as a rest. I'm just going to demonstrate the next movement. These are alternating speed skaters. So you're jumping from one leg to the other, maintaining a slightly bent knee, and hovering that chest over the knee to maintain structure and integrity. So keeping that knee slightly bent is very important. You do not want to land on a straight knee. This can cause injury. So bringing everything in your body weight over the knee is important. Okay, we're going right into it. So here we go. Using the mat as a reference, your goal should be to try to get to the end of the mat. Now, if you're doing it and you're not able to control that landing, obviously lower the distance of the jump you're going side to side with and just control the movement. Try to land flat-footed and then extend off the push and get to the side. Use your arms as a lever. Swinging them to the side will help your body get to the side. Maintaining control through the movement is important, and you can swing that opposite leg that's not touching the ground past the leg to help maintain balance. Challenge yourself here. Try to get to the side as far as possible. Again, your goal should be to try to get to the end of the yoga mat if you can. Also, adding height to these jumps is important. Try to get up. We're trying to jump up as well as out to the side. Keep it going, keep it going. Challenge yourself here. Use the arms. Maintain the arms. Keep the chest forward. Finish through. And good. You guessed it. Time to slow things down again. So I'm using this time to just try to get into some hip mobility. Bending the knee into a lateral lunge. Keeping my toes straight ahead. And extending one leg straight while the other one is bent. I'm pushing my rear side back, and so that there's not too much pressure on the knee doesn't really travel too far forward. And this puts greater emphasis on that hip area and just opening things up. Stand up in between. Get some groin mobility. Swing the arms if you'd like. But again, you could just use this time as a moment or an opportunity for you to just rest, slow the heart rate down, and get ready for more of the circuit or the workout segment coming forward. You guys are doing great so far. Just keep it up. Keep breathing. Maintain your own pace and tempo. That hip mobility was a precursor to this next drill, which are side shuffles. Using the reference of your yoga mat, we're going to shuffle side to side. Here we go. Staying very low, keeping those hips down and those knees bent is important. This is going to keep your body safe and your knees safe once you change directions to get to the other side. Quick feet to the side, plant, and come back to the other side. Everything's low. Your chest is low. Everything's down. Center of gravity is low to the earth. Keep moving side to side. Quick feet. Here we go. Keep working. Burn on the quads. Burn on the lower body, but just keep pushing through it. At this point, you're fatigued, and you're just trying to drive through that fatigue. This is not only a physical push, but a mental push as well. Keep pushing side to side. Quick feet. On and off, on and off, on and off. Finish through. And good. You guys have done an amazing job so far. We're going to finish it up with some core. And as a traditional movement or a staple within my core exercises, I'm going to end it with a front plank. So you're going to get an assumed position. Here we go. And we're going to be holding this for 1 minute. Now, making sure that your elbows are beneath your shoulders are important. If you find yourself where your elbows are far out in front of you, you are now compromising the movement and making it easier. You're always going to find the least path of resistance, right? If something hurts, your body and your brain is going to tell you, find an easier way out. We'll start to accustom and get used to finding the more difficult path and being comfortable with that. So our ability to become comfortable with the uncomfortable is very important. And now once we're able to do that, we can push through this minute round without ever doubting or making ourselves feel bad that we're hurting. Yet, we start to look at pain as more of an opportunity to get better. So just push through this movement, lock in the core, make sure the butt is not up too high into the air, and the back is nice and flat. Keeping the elbows down, grounded into the ground, last 2 seconds, and good. Would it really be a workout with me if we didn't constantly practice arm action? Here we go. So we're going to drive the arms up, and remember to drive them back down past the hip. Now, if you're able to do this drill constantly every single day while maintaining good form, eventually when you run, this will translate. So I like to think about driving the hands down and past the hips, keeping the elbows punched, and driving the hands back to the top. We're going to switch, other leg in front, and then drive. This also demands our core to stay stable. Believe it or not, you're going to have to feel the propensity to kind of sway side to side. You want to stay as straight as possible and lock in the core here. Keep it tight while maintaining your breathing. Shoulders down, eyes forward. and maintain that arm swing. We're visualizing ourselves sprinting and running here. Finish through the movement. Arms up, arms down, past the hips. And good. Okay, here we go. We're going to end the workout with a constantly ignored or neglected part of the trunk or the core, which is our oblique area. You're going to make sure that our feet are either stacked or one out in front like so. And you're going to make sure that your elbow is underneath the shoulder or the armpit area. This is to make sure that our shoulders stay safe and there's not too much pressure in an awkward position. And we're up. We're going to think about our hand driving up to the ceiling as high as possible. Our belly is to remain very tight in order for our hips to stay as high as possible. If our belly's loose and not really active during this movement, our hips will drop and everything will just not be as connected, as strong. Our core is very important during a movement. It keeps things solid and tight and integral. Keep holding for the next few seconds and we're about to switch sides. And good, down. Now we're going to switch. You're going to flip onto that other elbow. Again, you can stack the feet if you'd like. I like to stack them, or you can keep the other foot in front. We're up. We're going to drive now my right hand all the way up to the ceiling. Could be your left, depending on where you started. Remember, open chest, hips as high as possible, feet stacked or one out in front, elbow underneath the armpit, keeping the belly tight. You guys are just about finished with this workout. You did an excellent job today following through. This is a workout that's going to develop your lower body, upper body, core, and everything in between. Thank you guys for tuning in.